Hi, welcome back to naturalLay's YouTube channel. Today's video is a do-it-yourself rose water recipe with homemade distilled water. You will need a glass lid, heat-safe bowl, spray bottle, water, and of course roses. Step 1 is to destem and rinse your rose petals. This step is very important because you want to make sure to rid the flowers of any and all pesticides and chemicals. We all know the more fresh and more organic, the better. It's easiest to destem the roses by taking off the whole head of the roses by the stem. And you can see that here. And they just fall apart, and then you're able to go ahead and separate them much easier than you would by separating them one by one. Essentially, we are prepping the roses for the future steps. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and give our rose petals a fun little bath. We're going to go ahead and rinse them off and make sure that we get off all of the dirt, any bugs, and anything that we don't essentially want to spray on our person. Make sure to drain them well, so that way there's very minimal excess water. Due to the fact that we are in the season of the quarantine and distilled water is hard to come by, this step is to make your own distilled water with any water that you may have, and I chose our spring water. I filled the pot about a little less than halfway, so that way the bowl can fit on top of it without rising, if that makes sense. And so now I'm going to go ahead and take our crystal glass lid and place it upside down on top of both the pot and the bowl. This is going to serve as our makeshift distill machine. And please note that if your glass lid or your lid has a hole, you want to adjust it so that way the hole is off to the side and the water vapor does not go through it. The distillation process is underway, and to help speed it up, we now add ice cubes to the top of the lid to help with the process. I did try this both with and without ice, and I do notice a huge difference with adding the ice. The ice will melt, and you will then go ahead and remove that water to allow the process to finish in full. The key point to this step is to make sure that all of those water droplets that you see make it into the bowl, because the water in the bowl will be our distilled water. Anyone up for a face steam? So now we're going to go ahead and remove our lid, and as you can see, that is going to be our distilled water. You can see where the water first was and where it ended up after boiling. It didn't create a whole lot of water, so this will vary depending on how much you start off with, but this is a decent amount. Swish, 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 swish. I'm still going to use this water. I know it didn't create an entire gallon full of water, but I'm still going to go forth with the recipe. So next, we want to go ahead and place our rose petals and other herbs that you may want to add in the pot and cover them with the distilled water. We are then going to go ahead and place a smaller pot in the center of this mixture, place the lid over it. And once 30-ish minutes passes, we will have our pure rose water, which is the more clear liquid that collected in the bowl, versus the pigmented water, which will be left in the pot. You can kind of see that there was a little bit of burnage that happened, but that was because of the very little water we had, but it still came out amazing. Thank you for watching.